Hey, this is John here again at Rocket Repairs. I am doing an iPod 4th generation battery replacement. You can see I've already taken the screen off. I've also taken the audio jack out. And basically at this point what we're going to do, we're going to, there's actually a little bit of film plastic stuff that's on top of here. I do like to kind of try to scrape some of that off. It will get in the way when you're trying to actually get the tip of the soldering iron down on the solder. This waxy stuff doesn't like to work well with the flux. So just keep scraping away until you get all of it out. Okay, looks pretty good now. Alright, now I'm going to apply flux. Again, I'm using MG chemical flux. It's the same kind of flux we always use. You can just find it by searching. Just go to Google and search MG chemicals. Amazon, a couple of other places have it. Amazon's got it Prime if you got an account. Okay, so now that I've applied some flux, what I'm going to do is make sure you have your soldering iron nice and hot. And what I'm going to do is take a pair of tweezers. I like to start on this end first and work my way towards the final point. So I actually take this part of my tweezers. I'll slowly bring it down here. All right. And then what I'm going to be doing is just going to touch the solder to this, and at the same time kind of lift this up. Then we'll let the solder dry and we'll just work our way down until the cable is actually off the board. Alright. You can see we got one off now. We're going to go work into the next one. Alright, you can see those two have been easy. Again, I do like to, you can see that the tip of this, it's a little bit wider tip. I don't like to use the thin tip. Here's a picture of a thin tip. You can see the difference when we put them next to each other. It's a big difference. A lot more surface area makes it much easier. Alright, so we're going to get on the final pad. And there we go. Alright, so that is up. You can see that we did a good job. Just run over these real quick. You can see the solder is nice, and you can see a little bit of that plastic on that one. And push that to the side. Okay, so now we have to actually take this battery out. So you don't want to heat it up just for the mere fact that it's a battery. If it has a decent amount of charge in it, if you heat it up, it actually could cause a fire. So what I'm going to do, let me scoot this over here so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm actually just going to start wedging this up underneath. Scoot it back a little bit more. Okay, perfect. I'm actually going to take my accessory and put it up underneath this board and lift the battery out. And slowly, just be careful as you're pulling it out. There's a foil copper, I don't even know what you call it, pad underneath that. You need to make sure that you still keep that down. Okay. Now once you get to this point where you just have the bottom right here, I do kind of like just to pull back a little bit and wiggle it out because it will just slide out. There you go. Alright, it's not always the prettiest thing. It does take a little bit of tug and pull. Alright, so you definitely want to go back in here and flatten this back down. Otherwise your battery won't sit, your screen won't sit right. So do take the time to make sure this sits flush. I'm also going to remove some of that. It's part of the old battery. Make sure you dispose of your batteries correctly. Definitely don't want to throw them away. Okay. See a little screw up here. Get that out. Alright. So you can see that I have pretty much gotten this flat again. And now it's time we're going to take our new battery. We're going to bring it in. So here's the brand new battery. what I like to do is I like to start here. I like to go sideways up under here. Take my tweezers, pull up, and just kind of twist it around here. And then put it back in the same position we had it before. Lift it, push up underneath, wiggle a little bit, and then just lay it back down. And you can see that the cables are perfect to where they need to be. So we can go ahead and just fold that over. And then now all we're going to do is take our soldering iron again. Remember, don't use a thin tip. It's much better to use a little bit flat, wider tip. Take a little bit of flux, put it down on the board. If you don't have enough solder on the board for some reason, you can put a little bit of solder on the tip of your soldering iron. Alright, so now we're just going to put these back down. So you basically just want to line them up, and then just like take it and hit it. There we go. There's one. There's two. And there's three. Alright, so you can see all three of these cables are pretty much perfect right on top of the pads. Then I just like to take a little bit of alcohol in your brush. Just wipe off the board. And you can see that is a perfect and clean iPod 4th generation battery replacement. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, just leave in the messages below. If there's another repair that you want me to do, also leave that in the messages below, and I will do my best to get it done for you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.